Deontay Wilder is a guy that just learned how to box, is unorthodox, and take fake jocks to the school of hard knocks, right? Never stops until he ops. Don't get me started. At the end of the day, somebody getting dropped. Boss, feel like Imminent in here. Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now forgive me, but I gotta do it one more time. Here we go, y'all. Let's go up to that circus that we call the Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder negotiations. Right? We've been all over the place. We know who wants to fight. We know who doesn't want to fight. We know whose fans don't want to see a fight. It's obvious now, and if you say anything different, something's wrong with you. You know it. I've said it 1,000 times. You know what time it is. Well, I got bad news for the Anthony Joshua fans. But I also have, boom, that on. Because I told you. Deontay Wilder, this is breaking news, headline news, and it should be mainstream news. Deontay Wilder has even agreed to fight in England under the new conditions. That means he accepted the offer from Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua to fight in the UK. Now he says, listen, uh, the 50 million to come to the USA is still on. And let's remember, everyone, that 50 million goes up if that fight makes more than 100 million, and it probably would. Let me just be honest, 2 million pay-per-views, and that fight's probably at 130, 140 million. 2 million pay-per-views. If they put it at $50, $60, it's gonna make a million or 2 million. So there'll probably even be more. So we're making sure, everybody understands that don't understand, right? That's the highest purse guaranteed for a heavyweight in the history of the game. That was not enough for Anthony Joshua to go to the States and not to Deontay Wilder's backyard in Alabama, to Vegas for 50 million. He didn't want to fight for 50 million. Boom, boom, 50 million. Boom, boom, 50 million. Boom, boom, 50 million. He didn't want to fight for 50 million. That should be Deontay Wilder's walkout music. He got to steal the song that I told y'all should have been Canelo Alvarez should have used when Golovkin didn't fight him for 15 million. Steal it, change the lyrics, use it for yourself, Deontay, when you come out. Remind the people, because you might be walking out to fight Dominique Brazil, right? And people are talking about why you fighting Brazil, so you got to play that song. 50 million, boom, boom, 50 million. Play it to them, right? Well, listen, that fight's not going to happen in the States, so what do? They do something the whole time at the Joshua's camp, trying to do something outlandish and hoping that Deontay Wilder will get irked and walk away from negotiations. This has been what's up the whole time, and I've documented that, giving you guys the timeline of from the beginning, even before Deontay Wilder had a title, right? So now the newest thing is Deontay Wilder has accepted to even go to England. Shelley Finkel, Deontay Wilder's manager, or one of them, has confirmed it, and Deontay Wilder himself has said, listen, guys, I'm ready to do this. We have agreed to terms. Everybody check your emails. I told you he was going to do this because he wants to fight. A champion would say, hey, okay, well, in this first fight, I'll take less or do whatever I have to do to get the fight. And in the second fight, we can renegotiate. Deontay Wilder has been saying this from the beginning. Remember, guys, when they offered him anything before they even offered, he said, whatever you guys offer me, it's cool as long as you guys take it in the second fight. Right? Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua didn't even want to do that. They offered him 12.5 million from a fight that could be 100 million or more to come to England, right? And then he says, okay, then he offers them 50 million. But he was going to come if they would have just gave the man 60-40 as a WBC champion, longest reigning champion in the heavyweight division, right? Couldn't even give him 60-40. The man didn't even ask for 50-50. He said 60-40. That ain't going to happen when you try to fight Tyson Fury now. Tyson Fury going to want his 50-50 because he's a lineal champ, right? But okay. See what England says about that one. But 60-40 for Deontay Wilder was outlandish. They didn't want to give him that. So he offers them the biggest purse in the history to go to USA, and they don't want to do it. Right? It has to be a UK. We build something in UK. Now I try to explain to you guys, yes, when you build up to being able to get the biggest purse in the history of heavyweight boxing and go to Vegas to get it. Really? That's too much to ask? Well, I know Ricky Hatton, he almost a heavyweight right now. He'll take that. It's ridiculous to not take that. And there's no excuses. Period. It's not. I know that you're looking for him. Now you're going to be in a corner, right? Because he's offered this. I wonder what the excuses are going to be at this particular time. What is he going to say now? I'm going to tell you right now two things. One, Anthony Joshua or anybody acting like this should be stripped. In a perfect world, there shouldn't be the titles. The sanctioning bodies should say, okay, listen, we're not going to have somebody just obviously not wanting to fight another guy and having our titles, right? And sanctioning bodies need to get out the way when you're close to being undisputed, right? Undisputed, meaning in that weight division, there is no questions. When you get close to getting that, I think all of the sanctioned bodies should get out of the way. There should be a big pot of gold at the end for any fighter that wants to become undisputed in his weight division. Because, see, we're forgetting that is the goal for most of these fighters. That should be the goal for everyone involved in boxing. So in every division, so people can start knowing who the best is in the division. Instead of making more titles, these regular titles and interim titles and intercontinental titles, all that shouldn't happen. One champion and everybody else gets a number after that. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matter of fact, you might have to do away with number 1. The champion and then number 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how that should be. So every fan can understand. And if you don't give a big pot of gold at the end of people being undisputed, people are not going to try to do so. Like, why are the sanctioning bodies just ignoring Joshua's behavior here? Right? Why? You should be like, okay, look, do that without titles, right? If you can be in England and you have to feel comfortable and people have to come there, you're not going to fight this guy here with the other titleist to become undisputed. Then I tell you what, then you don't need titles to do that because you're going to have people coming to stadiums regardless of what you have. But at the end of the day, we want to have an undisputed champion. That is ridiculous. That is not. Now, people will probably say, we call people Wilder, fanboys, and all that stuff. You guys have these words for people when they get dangerous, right? Then when people get dangerous, you start, people that are fans of them or acknowledging them, then you start trying to give them names, right? Whatever. A good offense is the best defense. Don't try it. Deontay Wilder has earned his respect through his fans. Just like I said at the beginning. He's earned his respect. No one was just fans as soon as Wilder popped up. He's earned our respect. He's never acted like he didn't want to fight anybody. Anybody saying he's ducked somebody, that's ridiculous. I keep hearing this Dillian White ridiculousness. Dillian White won't even fight Luis Ortiz to get to him. Right? Probably going to say the same thing. Well, you're going to have to come to England or something. Dillian White doesn't deserve it yet either. Right? Beat Ortiz and you can get a shot. Didn't want to do it. There is nobody that Deontay Wilder is ducking. Deontay Wilder's behavior has been that of a champion. And it's just earned our respect. End of the day. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, an excuse is imminent from Anthony Joshua's team. Right? Because I'm telling you, it had nothing to do with the purses and where it is. What it has to do is we're not fighting Deontay Wilder right now and getting devastatingly knocked out and messing up our commodity before these other fights can happen, like Tyson Fury or whatever else, Povetkin or whoever else that they'll go to a stadium to see Anthony Joshua fight besides Deontay Wilder. That is this issue here. It's clear as day. Remember I said it, an excuse will be imminent, and it'll probably sound like, oh, well, we've seen to already have signed a Povetkin fight, which it shouldn't be an excuse because at the end of the day, everyone's trying to forget that Povetkin has doping issues. He should not be in the way. You should have came up with a better name than that, like fighting Dillian White again, or something where England really cares about. That would, I would have probably accepted that one, right? Joshua versus Dillian White 2. Because I'm going to tell y'all something, by the way. That's going to be a good fight. Because Dillian White ain't just going to let Joshua beat him. That's going to be a good fight, guys. But that would have been something, right? But at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder, ready to come to the UK and take whatever they offer him again. Why? Because he wants to knock him out, and then the second time, then he'll be in charge. Let's see what the excuse will be now. Doma Sports Talk. worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.